Hi, my name is Vally. I'm an advanced life support paramedic, but in the role of the 1cc Foundation sort of thing. I'm the chairman of the board for the charity, and I play the role as well as the CEO, where we manage the day-to-day operations of the 1cc Foundation. I think, how did we start and why we started? And I think the answer is very simple. There was a lack of service. We looked at it, we said, what can we do as a person, as a company, Cape Medics, as a South African? And we said, let's play a role in the specialist care of children, neonates, pediatrics, etc. Like we play a specialist role in the film industry, where we also do EMS, safety, fire, etc. I think why we aligned with the 1cc Foundation and Nelson Mandela Children's Hospital, purely it's a partnership. It's not an alignment. It's not a business deal or anything like that. It's really an amazing partnership, and I think they've just played open cards with us from the start. And because of that, we've had this amazing relationship where they identified what their requirements are, and we were able to then say, listen, this is what we're doing from our side as a charity and as an ambulance service, that what we can do for the Nelson Mandela Children's Hospital. And since we, the specialists in EMS, or we understand the EMS industry, I think what we've come up with here as a product that serves the community is brilliant, and we couldn't be doing that without the partnership of Nelson Mandela Children's Hospital. I think anybody that operates in South Africa, anybody that operates in Africa, anybody that operates in Asia, and globally in even developed countries, knows there's a huge amount of disparity between the haves and the have-nots. And I think that's where the Nelson Mandela Children's Hospital and the 1cc Foundation, Cape Medics, comes in. Is our aim is to serve and be able to provide first world developed EMS systems for everyone, regardless of if you can afford it, if you can't afford it. The only requirement is it needed, and how quick can we get there? So I think from a specialized equipment, telepresence, the advancement of technology, etc., we have the ability now to be able to get to the children quicker, being a hospital-based operation, get the right equipment to the patient, and more specifically, now provide the merge from here's a hospital that's going to receive the patient, and we as an ambulance service is able to then link both through communication and telepresence, so that the specialist can see what's happening ahead of time, knows what's happening, can start definitive care ahead of time, can know. And those are the things that Nelson Mandela Children's Hospital, when we had our initial meeting, told us. They said, I always tell everyone there's 4 things that they always asked us. Number one, that the ambulances usually take a long time to get to the patient and then bring the patient here. Number 2, then ambulances in South Africa, like most of us know, doesn't always have the right equipment because of the need versus the amount of work that's taking place. And one more important one, which plays to this question, is that they mentioned that they never really know the condition of the patient until the patient is wheeled into the ward here. Because what's being told there, what happens during transport, and what happens when the patient is being wheeled into the ward is 3 completely different things. And technology and telepresence and telemetry is able to merge all 3 of those things together, so that everybody can see the condition, start treatment early, and monitor it en route to hospital. I think from a growth perspective, Nelson Mandela Children's Hospital, the 1cc Foundation, and Cape Medics per se has an amazing ability to grow our program. Take what we have here, our learning, our experience, and everything that we're doing here. This is the first in Africa. You know, when we spoke to Corpulse, the defibrillator monitor manufacturer, this was the first time that they ever brought telemedicine and operational working telemedicine into Africa, not even South Africa, but the entire Africa. So we want to take those learnings and make it grow. And the ultimate aim of the 1cc Foundation was to be able to get to any child in South Africa within 1 hour. We have a template of that. We can get it through a multitude of vehicles, be it a ground ambulance, a rotary wing, a helicopter, or a fixed wing. And those speeds of those helicopters help us to be able to go out and serve and get to those underserved areas. We have places like Nelspruit or further up on the Zimbabwean border, near the Beitbridge border, etc., that have neonatal and pediatric emergencies. And we want to be able to say, hey, listen, we got there within an hour, we loaded the child, we gave the child first world treatment, and we brought that child back to Nelson Mandela for further care. You know, we see it every day in great examples here. I was very fortunate a week or so ago to travel and transport one of the patients, a pediatric patient, and 14 days later, after we brought the patient here for intervention at this hospital, the child is now being returned to the lower grade hospital for a little bit of continuation care before being released, because we were able to get them here so quickly. And that's what that underserved community essence is all about, is how we're able to help and get it out there and grow the service with the hospital. Because I have no doubt that even if we open up a base in Cairo, we would be using this hospital as the footprint for that, to be able to say, this is how we grow it, and these are our learnings, and without the hospital, we wouldn't have those learnings. I think South Africa as a whole has a huge amount of companies, be it a small business to a big corporate to a stock exchange listed company, etc. But the big thing here is that each one of these can play their role, and this is where we want to invite you to come to Cape Medics and come to the 1cc Foundation and see how you guys can play a role helping us to deliver a product that's needed totally in South Africa. And I think through CSI and CSR programs, funding matches, staff input, etc., as South Africans, in line with the 1cc Foundation's name, if everybody really does one thing to help, we'll have a much greater South Africa.